Hi guys, I'm Caroline from JC Click, and I'm so excited to share with you this free tutorial on how to create a multiple exposed image. So last week Friday, I placed this image on Instagram and a bunch of you were so excited when we said we were actually going to do a tutorial. I asked for a few comments on how excited you are, and the comments were crazy. There was like, yes, damn yes, then please help us, yes. So let me put you out of your misery today and show you in Photoshop how easy it is to create this multiple exposed image. So I've already placed the two images that I will be using to create this final image. My first image will be the one that will be for the branches coming out of her head, and the second one is my model itself. So for my model, I will be actually building up from this image to create the final image. So first things first, when you are in Photoshop, always create a duplicate layer. So with your mouse, just drag on that layer, press down to that star point or plus sign, and you have your duplicate layer. It's just always great to have your original file at the bottom to save you if you've done any mistakes, just to undo those mistakes immediately and still have that original file. Okay, so first things first, let's select out our beautiful model here from the background. Go to the left hand side, we've got our toolbar, and go to your quick selection tool. Right at the top is select subject. Photoshop just knows we don't have multiple hours in a day to spend on Photoshop and everything, so they're making life easier for us. But unfortunately, it does miss a few spots here and there. So with your open and close bracket, you can close your brush to a little bit smaller size or enlarge it with the open bracket. So let's close a little bit down to make smaller, and then just click and drag with your mouse to add those beautiful lashes. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now for this image, I'm going to actually deselect her hand, as I feel it would look stronger without the hand being there. So you can make your brush a little bit larger with the open bracket, and then to minus your selection, press Option on your Mac keyboard and deselect that hand. Now just to feather a little bit out so the edges aren't that hard, we can go right click, feather, and let's make that 1 pixel and say OK. Now, what we can do from here is, obviously we want to go back and forth with the layer if we've made any mistakes and so on as we go with our editing. So we're going to create a mask layer instead of just, deselecting it immediately from the background copy too. So go right down over here to this icon, press it, and you'll see how amazingly it'll already deselect everything for you. Go to your bottom layer and deselect it by unclicking the eye. Let's create a color for the background. Go right down again to your layer mask, right down to this icon over here, and say solid color, and you can actually choose what kind of color you want. Do you want it red? So whatever suits your image best, but let's go white for this image. And then just press it down or drag it down to below the image that you will be working on. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Let's go get our image and place it over. So go right to the top to your windows, arrange, and split the screen so that you can actually put the next image that you want to place over your image on the right hand side. So over here at the top, I've got my image, just drag it over to that side. And now you've got to be sure that you are in your move tool to move the one image to the other side. So let's select your move tool, click on the image and drag it. I'm going to actually place it on top of my layer. So we've just basically, from taking it there, we're taking it to the top. And just because I want to work on this image and I want to actually basically get rid of this image on the side, it is easy just to go back to your windows, arrange, and make sure that it's the only image that you will be working on. I will be setting the opacity a little bit lower to see where I can move my image on the bottom layer. So let's press, we have our layer over here, and let's slide the opacity a little bit lower down to about 59% is fine. And then you're still in your move tool, just drag to where you feel best. So I'm actually looking at this bun over here and trying to move the trees to form a nice bun. Okay, that looks amazing. Now let's go to our layers and select blending mode. So there's multiple blending modes over here that you can always go and have a look at, but we're going to set it to screen to get that multiple exposure. Okay, so we're getting somewhere, but it's not there just yet. I already see that this image will just look so much more powerful being in black and white. So let's make it black and white. We go over here to our adjustments and black and white. Amazing. So now let's get rid of those extra people on her shoulder. Go down to your layer, and once again we are going to create a mask so that we do not damage on the original image. And create a mask. Amazing. And then left hand side we go back to our toolbar and go onto our brush. So always make sure that your mode is on normal. If it's on the others it'll just look funny, so on normal mode, and that your opacity is 100% for this first phase. Later if we're going to a phase we can set the opacity a little bit lower to get more control, or just how much we are taking back and putting back in. So let's take away this group over here. I'm going to open up my brush a little bit larger and just start brushing out that odd vibes on the shoulder. Let's zoom a little bit in. Okay, but I do remember putting my opacity a little bit low to see where to place the image. Let's put that opacity back again to 100%. So the layer that's on the top with the branches, we're putting back to 100% opacity. Wow, that already looks amazing. But I want to see a phase. So close down your brush a little bit smaller and brush out those eyes. So you see the brush is quite harsh. So what you can do is press Shift on your Mac keyboard with the open and close bracket. So open bracket will soften it. So let's soften it as much as possible on her forehead and her eyes. Maybe just start seeing her ear coming out. Rather not. Let's keep it closed. And just brushing out of her hair a little bit, blending in over there. It already looks amazing. Wow. So let's say you want to get rid of that baby hair or anything. You can actually go back to the layer that it was the image on, and let's see if we brush that out. That would look amazing. Let's do that. And then maybe just harden your brush a little bit because you're working on the edges over here. And just to create that white, let's soften that brush again. So you're going to move back and forth with your soft and harder brush where you feel it's necessary. And those little baby hairs at the top, just to get a little bit more crisp feel. Okay, so now with our feathering, I see it made a little bit of a line here around her face. So we can actually do the same. Just keep your brush and let's just quickly go around this whole image. We're going to fast forward a little bit this to save some time. So well done guys, there you have your first multiple exposure image that you've created here with us today in Photoshop. We are so excited to say that we will be doing more of these types of videos in the coming weeks ahead. We will be sharing some of our tricks and traits that we've been doing for the last 11 years, and also just to give back to the community. We are so many photographers out there that need each other's help. There are so many things that we need to know, and we are going to share them with you. So please help us by liking and subscribing this page to make sure that when the latest videos come out that you are aware of them. So thanks again for joining us today, and we hope to see you for the next video coming soon. Thanks again guys. Bye.